Are you ready for this?
I ain't ready for this. I'm about to blow some money. Alright. 9/11 wasn't the work of Al Qaeda. It was George W. I'll tell you why. First of all, George W. Bush was the mastermind behind 9/11. The whole thing. Twin Towers collapsing and everything. And I'm about to give you some cold hard evidence that's very good. It will lead you to believing my theory. Or not really my theory, but conspiracy theories behind the 9/11 attacks. Well, the first theory that really explains the whole 9/11 conspiracy theory is the controlled demolition theory, which is where there are bombs set up around the buildings, and the bombs set off like milliseconds before the planes actually hit the Twin Towers, or the first Twin Tower. There were like two bombs horizontal from each other that set off milliseconds before the planes actually hit. And you could see tons of videos with like two little explosions happening like right across from each other, and you could just see that like barely before the plane even actually hits the building. And that's one of the theories. And to back that theory up is people say like that the buildings collapsed because jet fuel melted the steel beams. That is incorrect, because jet fuel can't melt steel beams because it can't burn hot enough to melt steel beams. So the steel frame collapsing is illogical. But you know what can melt steel beams? Thermite. Thermite is a military-grade temperature accelerant that can melt steel in 2 seconds and can reach 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit within 2 seconds. And it could obviously, melt the steel frames and take the building down within seconds. And another good reason why thermite was used, or people say it was used, because there was molten steel right under all the rubble from the ground zero. And since there can't be a fire under a bunch of rubble because there would be no airflow or oxygen flow, so the fire can't burn. So how would there be an intense fire under all the rubble? There couldn't be. That's because thermite. What were Bush's intentions because of 9/11? Why did Bush do 9/11? Well, that was because he wanted to go to war in Iraq for the natural gas and oil. He wanted that oil so he could get richer and put more money in his pocket. And the perpetrators for 9/11 weren't even from Iraq. And why would they even invade Iraq? Because, they said that the 9/11 perpetrators were from Iraq. The actual perpetrators were from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Egypt, Lebanon, and Syria. And none of them were actually from Iraq. So why would you invade Iraq, And, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Possibly,